All right, welcome back. So I have a program. I created a new class in my Unit 1 project called Escape Sequences, and I've set up the class header and the main method header here for you. And yeah, so we're going to see what escape sequences are and when we use them. So I'll start off by writing a little comment here saying this program will print hello Bob to the terminal window. Okay, so we discussed comments before, and this is one good use of a comment is just to explain what this program is going to do. So if you write some computer program, it's nice to have a little explanation at the top just to explain to the reader what the code is going to do. All right, so you all should know how to do this. So system.out.println hello Bob. Okay, and so if I compile this, no errors, good, and I'm going to run the main, and it says hello Bob. Great. Okay, what if I wanted to add a little three exclamation marks here? So I would just do this. Okay, compile, run it, no problem, no tricks, everything's all good. Okay, so here's the tough part. What if I wanted to print a double quote at the beginning and a double quote at the end? So I literally want these to appear at the beginning and the end. So you might think, oh, well, that's easy. I'll just put a double quote here and a double quote here. But you can see what happened is it turned this text from green to black. Okay, so there's what I had originally. If I put a double quote here, it turns this to black, and this will provide a syntax error because Java thinks that this is the thing that you want to print in between the quotes. So it just prints double quote and then nothing and then a double quote. And then again, if you put that at the end, it thinks that this is just a little string. So it really messes things up. Watch. If I press compile, we're going to get a syntax error. It tells me that there's a bracket expected because it thinks that this is the end of the string because you've marked the beginning and the end. Okay, so we're faced with a little issue here. How do I print these double quotes on the screen when I run it? So, I mean, you could get creative and instead of a double quote, you could put a single quote. All right, you could do that, but it looks a little weird. So if I run that, it looks like this. So it's not quite a double quote. It's kind of cheating. So there is a way to do this, and it's using something called an escape sequence. So instead of putting double quote and breaking the string here, the characters, right before the double quote, we're going to put a backslash. Okay, so that is right above the enter key or the return key on your keyboard. So these two things together, that's called an escape sequence. And it's like a special code inside these double quotes. So it's basically telling the compiler, this little backslash tells the compiler that something special is going to happen. We're going to print a set of double quotes afterwards. All right, so watch. If I compile this and run it, it's not going to print a backslash because these two things together, it's a special code that basically tells the compiler to escape out of this string of characters and just do something special, just print a set of double quotes. So if I run this now, you'll see at the beginning, they're perfect. There's a set of double quotes. Now we want to put another set at the end. So right after the exclamation mark, we're going to put backslash double quote. And so again, these two characters actually just print one thing. It just prints a set of double quotes. So if I compile and run it, perfect, problem solved. We've got the double quotes at the beginning and the end. Okay, so that solves that problem. Now, let's say I want to print something else. Let's say I want to print a backslash. So for some reason, let's say I want to print a backslash. Maybe, yeah, we'll just print a single backslash and we'll give that a shot. So I'm going to do a new system.out.println. All right. Now, I haven't really mentioned this before. You can't just put a single backslash. If you compile it, it will provide a syntax error. All right. You also can't do this. You can't just say hello without the double quotes. So if you want to print a little message, you have to put double quotes around the beginning and the end, and then it lights up in green, and that tells the compiler that this is just like a literal string of characters. So if I want to print a backslash, we have to have the double quotes, and then I'm going to do backslash. Now, when I compile this, it doesn't work because built into the Java language is this escape character, and so Java thinks that this right here is an escape sequence that is asking to print double quotes. Okay, so how do I print a backslash? So there's another escape sequence that is just backslash backslash. So it's kind of weird, but you need two backslashes to print just one of them. So if I compile and run this, whoops, semicolon expected, okay. So compile and run. There we go. So we get a single backslash, even though I put two of them here. And it's because it's a special escape sequence, okay. So if I have a little note up here, you need to know that backslash double quote will print a single double quote, okay? Or let's just say we'll print a double quote. And then backslash backslash will print a backslash. All right. Now, there are some more. There are more escape sequences. There's actually one called backslash T. So maybe you can guess what that does. And while you're thinking about what it might do, I'm going to whip up a little example. I'm just going to say A, B, C. Actually, I'll just do A, B. So that's just literally going to print A, B. But what if right in the middle, what if I put backslash T? So this is a special code. It's an escape sequence, and it's going to do something special. So watch. If I compile and run it, all right, so you see A, and then you see all this space, and then a B. So this space is actually a tab. It's like pressing the tab key on your keyboard. Okay, so that's what backslash T does. It inserts a tab in between those statements here, those strings there. Okay, you could even say like hello there with a backslash T in the middle. All right, so if I compile and run that, you'll get a tab in the middle, just like that. Okay, so backslash T will print a tab. Okay, there's another one called backslash N. So here, I'm just going to use this same example here, and I'm going to change backslash T. I'm going to change it to backslash N. Okay, so watch what this does. Compile. All right, so if you look at the end here, instead of hello tab there, it's hello, and then there is on the next line. So what does this backslash N do? It advances to a new line for us. So it's kind of like hitting the enter or the return key, and it goes to a new line. I know what you might be thinking, is that really necessary? Like, couldn't I have just done two separate system.out.println statements? Yes, you could have, but you'd be surprised how much you might actually use this escape sequence. It kind of saves on an extra line of code. So I could do another example here. I could go A backslash N, B backslash N, C. Just for fun, let's do backslash T, D. Okay, so this looks really weird, but maybe you can guess what it's going to print. Let's see. Okay, so it's going to print A, and then a new line, and then B, and then a new line, and then C, and then a tab, and then it's going to print D. So that's what we have here. Okay, so all with one line of code, it prints this message right here. Okay, so backslash N will print a new line. Okay, so it's kind of weird. It's actually not printing anything. It's just going to a new line. So maybe I'll say we'll go to a new line instead. Kind of makes more sense. Okay, there are more escape sequences, but these are the only ones that we're going to use in this course. And so that is it for this video. Thanks for watching.